thinking about Ajahn Sek's reflection yesterday with the animal story, and remembered another one that's a similar kind of a one that I picked up, at least in brief, I picked up a similar one from Ajahn Sucitto when I was at Chithurst, my third Vajra. And I had just arrived there, and having spent my first couple of years here at Abhayagiri, really working with a particular how to approach a meditation object, having had a lot of frustration with watching the breath at the tip of the nose, which is what I had been trying for so many years, and then experimenting with different other things and coming to feel much more comfortable with using the whole body as a focus with breathing rather than just one narrow spot. And I was telling Ajahn Sucitto about my struggles for many years with that and the difference in my practice after I kind of let that go after years of dogged pursuit. And he just mentioned a very short little animal story that's similar to the Ajahn Chah one about chickens and ducks, but this one was with a cow and a sheep. And I embellish it a little bit, but essentially there's this sheep and this cow, and the sheep is very impressed with this cow's demeanor and solidity and composure, and kind of wanders up to the cow and says, I'm really having trouble with my settling down and feeling comfortable. My meditation practice isn't so good. And the cow says, well, you just need to take up the mantra that I use. And the sheep says, what's that? And the cow says, well, you just have to say, moo. Kind of looks a little perplexed and musters up some energy and tries to bleat, bah. And the cow said, no. Every out-breath, say, moo. And the sheep kind of screws up his face a bit. Bah. And the cow says, no, moo, say moo. And the sheep, bah. Just can't do it. It's just not working. So the cow kind of just walks away, and it's a little bit of arrogant disgust, and the sheep goes back and sits down and just starts to contemplate it, and then he's kind of feeling a little bit dejected and sad, and just sort of starts saying to himself, bah, bah, bah. And his mind starts to settle down, and he realizes, why try and do something that's not at all part of, my nature? I don't need to try and be a cow, I'll just be a sheep. I don't need to say moo, I can't say moo, I'll say bah. And his mind settled down, and he became very tranquil and peaceful. The moral of that story is maybe first of all that the cow then also looks over at the sheep and sees how calm and peaceful he is. And then he starts to moo softly to himself. Moo, moo. And his mind settles down as well. Or I guess if it's a cow, it's her mind settles down as well. But so the moral of the story is like you have to experiment with what works for you, and don't be swayed by some people's absolute insistence on a particular technique. It's more about attitude than it is about technique. So, they say a contented cow moves softly, maybe a contented sheep baas softly, and a contented mind concentrates easily. So leave that for reflection.